This is one more beautiful morning, a morning of rich, vibrant Nama Sankirtan. We have to be very grateful for this, that we got this opportunity, this golden opportunity at all, to sing the powerful mantra of Yogi Ramsuratkumar. And we have been sharing some experiences of the devotees on the basis that while we share the experiences of the other devotees, we ourselves relive those experiences and benefit from the flow of grace from Bhagwan. In 1990, Dr. RadhaKrishnan, a neurosurgeon, took up the presidentship of a committee, a Vedic committee, which was going to do a sacrificial fire ceremony in order to bring rain to Kerala. Kerala at that time was suffering from lack of rains. It became so dry that people were resorting to various ways. Though Dr. RadhaKrishnan was a great scientist, he had faith in this and he wanted to experiment also. So he took up this bravely. And all these arrangements were being made at that time. Swami Nityaananda Giri of Tapovanam, Tirukovilur, was visiting Tiruchur at that time. So Dr. RadhaKrishnan went to him and sought his blessings for the success of the yajna. Swami Nityaananda Giri, disciple of Swami Jnanananda of Tapovanam, Tirukovilur, said, "Doctor, you are wearing white clothes and I am wearing saffron clothes. But that's all the difference between you and me. I don't have the power to bless you for the success of this yajna, but there is someone I know in Tiruvannamalai. There is Yogi Ramsuratkumar. You please go to him, seek his blessings. You can be very sure of the success of this attempt." Dr. RadhaKrishnan hesitated because the distance was 4,445 kilometers. There were only 12 days before the yajna started. There was hardly any time. Further arrangements had to be made. He was very hesitant, but at the insistence of Swami Nityaananda Giri, Dr. RadhaKrishnan started immediately in his car. He came and all the way to Sannadhi Street house and stood outside and knocked at the door. A boy came and said, "Swami will be here in 2 minutes. Please wait." And true to his word, in 2 minutes, the wooden door of Sannadhi Street house opened, revealing Swami, an emerging Swami with a coconut shell in his hand. Swami smiled at Dr. RadhaKrishnan. "Are you Dr. RadhaKrishnan?" he asked. And then he called him inside, sat with him, and he had honey in his coconut shell. He took a little and gave the rest to Dr. RadhaKrishnan. Dr. RadhaKrishnan says in his article that this is a highly auspicious gesture. On very auspicious days, filled with high powers, such ritual is being done. How did Swami know that? Swami did exactly what is expected for this yajnas based on Shastras. And Dr. RadhaKrishnan felt very encouraged and happy that the whole thing was starting with a very auspicious sign. And then Swami held both his hands in his grip and began to look at Dr. RadhaKrishnan penetratingly. And soon, in a few minutes, Dr. RadhaKrishnan felt electricity, a very powerful electricity passing through him. He even thought he was touching a live wire somewhere, and he looked around for that. But then, to his wonder, there was none around except the hands of Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, and his powerful look upon him. And after about 10 minutes, Dr. RadhaKrishnan lost his consciousness. For 2 minutes, he was completely unconscious. And then when he returned, Swami was ready. He put a packet in his hand and said, Dr. RadhaKrishnan, the work is over. My father has blessed your sacrificial fire. It will be very, very successful. Not to worry, Father has assured. But now you have to leave immediately. Go back to your place where you came from and start your arrangements. And Dr. RadhaKrishnan felt such sense of fulfillment, having come all the way with his own misgivings, apprehension. He received such beautiful grace from the hands of Bhagavan. There was no more any doubt as to the success of the yajna, and of course, true to all that, the yajna was completed successfully, and following that, there was a heavy rain in Kerala, all over. Another time, after that, Dr. RadhaKrishnan became a devotee of Bhagwan. The first time he was hesitant to come all the way, but after that, he felt such attraction, gravitation towards Bhagwan. He began to come every month. And once he had come, Bhagavan took him to Ananda Ramana, Sri Ganeshan of Ramanashram, his place. And there, during the conversation, Sri Ganeshana said, Dr. RadhaKrishnan, you brought rains to Kerala. Why don't you bring rain to Tiruvannamalai also? Because we have not seen a drop of water in the past 10 months. People are suffering, we are getting fried. There is no water. Then Dr. RadhaKrishnan, pat came the reply from him, okay, why not? In the next 72 hours, in 3 days, there will be a heavy downpour here. And as soon as he said it, he woke up. He said, my God, what have I done? I have blabbered something without thinking. Immediately he turned to Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, and said, Swami, with folded hands, Swami, I don't know why I blabbered like this. I'm very sorry. Please accept my apologies and do something about what I said. Bhagwan burst into uproarious laughter. He even fell down on the lap of Dr. RadhaKrishnan and again laughed and laughed for some time. And then he got up in one jump, went out, looked at the peak of the Arunachala mountain. For about 20 minutes, he was just looking at it, gazing at it intensely. And then he returned saying, oh, this beggar wants to lie down. And even before they spread a mat, he began to roll on the floor for a minute, and then he looked at the sky intently. And soon the plain sky gathered rain-bearing clouds, and it started to drizzle. Then Bhagwan got up quickly and said, please leave me in my Sannadhi Street cottage. And then they took him there, and Bhagavan Yogi Ramsuratkumar said to Dr. RadhaKrishnan, now you have to leave Tiruvannamalai immediately. This rain is meant only for Tiruvannamalai, but you have to leave before that. And so Dr. RadhaKrishnan immediately left, and he he saw the drizzle in Tiruvannamalai, but after he crossed the Tiruvannamalai border, there was no rain at all. It was dry everywhere else. And following that, there was heavy downpour in Tiruvannamalai for 2 hours. There is one Mangair Karasi who's from Sri Lanka. She mentions that Sathanur was very dry for quite some time. There was no rain. The farmers began to starve. There was no way they could bring rain from the sky. And they were suffering intensely. They were in great agony, knowing that Bhagwan walked over to that place and he started to walk on the fields for some time. And soon after, it began to rain. It began to rain and rain, much to the happiness of those farmers. So in these incidents, we see how Bhagwan blessed. Each one was very different from the other. He could do it anyway, but he resorted to different ways in different circumstances to create the same effect. We do not know what is involved, but we know it was all his boundless compassion and grace. And that Swami, that Bhagwan, is right in front of us here in the form of this Murti, with his raised hand in benediction. There's a pour of blessings, a continuous pour of blessings from his hand. Bhagwan is saying without saying that you take my nama, you chant my nama, you call out to me in difficulties, and my Father would come rushing to you for help. So we offer our prayers at his feet, Bhagwan.